this meeting. Like to see the room a lot more full this week than it was last. So we're going to kick this off with this meeting. We're going to go around the room just like we started last week. We're going to get some sentiments, some opinions from people and about anything they want to talk about. You want to share a story about an interest in arrest or any experience you had during your classes. If you want to shout any other officers out, your colleagues out for something they've done this week that you think is exemplary, definitely bring it up. Please use the text emote if anybody has any comments they want to start off with. Then we'll get right into the meeting. Go ahead, Mr. Lamont.
All I want to say is I only been here for like 4 days, but I ain't gonna lie. I wish I would have known you longer, Chief. I done heard a lot of good things about you, and I really appreciate the time I done had with you since you've been my chief for the last 4 days. And I'm mad I missed your whole little terms. I wish I could have been around longer.
I appreciate that, my man. Yeah, this is it's been a good time. I appreciate all you guys coming in, especially new. But this faction moves on past me, and it'll, with whoever the next chief is, this faction will be stronger regardless. So you're coming in at a great time. You're coming in at a time when the faction's in a good place to just skyrocket. If everyone thinks that we're doing amazing now, I can't imagine what we're going to be doing, in the next couple months. So don't worry too much, but you're going to see the results of this term well into the future. Come on, I know somebody's got a funny story about an arrest or something that's happened this week. You guys tell us all about it downstairs. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I had one suspect being particular mouthy, and he ticked me off. So I was thinking, you know what? What can I do to ruin his day? Just a little bit more. Like just put some crap on his day, like he's putting on mine. So right before I put him in his jail cell, I just told him, and thank you. And remember, I didn't give you those other two violations because you gave me information on that other person, and I threw him in the jail cell. And let's say he didn't have a good time in there after being labeled an informant and snitch.
Ooh.
Joe, that's so wrong.
Yo, he crazy, yeah.
He
When
didn't
Sorry,
do any of that, but you couldn't convince the guys in there otherwise.
buddy, he's gonna be out on the streets looking for you. You know that, right?
That's fine.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. Chris. No, absolutely. Yeah, we got to keep in mind of not only ours but everybody else's personal lives and things that are happening, especially the way we deal with stress. We have to be more understanding. Well, that's great. That's awesome. Anyone else want to share anything before we get started? Go ahead, Al.
Um, yeah, I just want to experience like sharing like what I experienced at HP, and it's pretty interesting. And also in the back of the HP parking lot, and there was a medic who like I talked, and also like Cursor was also there too, and she was he was really had a good time and stuff like that. I was talking to him because he told me that he had birthday soon, so I applaud him and stuff like that. So he was interesting to talk to, but at the same time, like I helped him to be more I don't know, aware of himself. to encourage him to like never give up on himself and stuff. So because there are a lot of people out here like needs encouragement, especially like people in medic as well. They're going through a lot of stuff, stress and yeah, patience and stuff. So and also I wanted to know like I'm much better now with arresting people and more confident in what I'm doing and I'm taking patience and everything is gonna be okay though. But I'm hopeful for the best now with PD and stuff and yeah.
Good job, Howard.
Yeah, great work. Of
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing work, Awa. That's really, really great to hear. Honestly, we all have to be, pillars of this community. When people see officers, if you see them in real life too, generally they're trying to make you as officers have to make inroads in the community. You have to talk with people, get to know people, the people that we're serving in the state. It's really, really important that you make connections, and people will help you out. It's really funny how things go, especially when we're talking about gang members and civilians. If enough gang members see that PD is working on, doing their jobs, making their arrests, you'll start to get a lot more respect in the streets, just as officers. The best feedback I get, honestly, a lot of times is actually from gang members, believe it or not. I will randomly get notes or somebody will come in. I just had a person come in, ask for a supervisor, and they just wanted to compliment the officer that did the arrest. I don't think I've seen, in my time here as PD, I haven't seen someone do a supervisor call just to say, something good about an officer. I'm sure it happens all the time and it happens in the past, but it is really, really good feedback to hear that. So keep representing because every one of you represent each other when you're out there. So make sure that you, carry the weight of the faction and take that into the streets. Go ahead, Neville.
Thank you, Chief. Good night, everyone. Um, I would like to say, I do like right now, like for the past couple of days, I've been around a lot of new people, and I feel like I have confidence because I see how they operate and everything. And I could see like somewhat the passion or the interest in the PD. And I'm talking mostly about the badge, the last hiring, the crowd from the last hiring, including the ones who are probably badge right now, or some of them. But I like to see the confidence that they're pushing. But one of my things that I would also like to see to help them a lot is to have more class time per se for the unbadge, especially, because like even if it's like for the first week, because like when you get hired in the night, it's like that same night you get hired, you could go outside and do whatever you need to do. And I'm just saying, and then like I keep seeing like a lot of times on badge are getting in trouble for doing something, they get reported and then they have to face the consequences. But sometimes I take a different approach. I would like pull them to the side and talk to them so not to let them get in trouble.
Sorry, Neville, you
But
cut out there at the end.
my bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I would just like to see more class time be given to the unbadged, especially to help them sharpen up this macro usage and stuff. Apart from the regular academic classes and regular trainings or scheduled academic classes and trainings, um, more classes to for more information.
Absolutely. You cut off there in the middle, Neville, but you were talking about basically showing up for academy classes, paying attention in academy classes, right? Yeah. So one of the sentiments, like we have a large group of unbadged and badged officers that have unbadged officers that have joined us the last couple of days. If you guys haven't seen the faction list, we've had about 25 to 30 join us in roughly 3 to 4 days right now. So it's going to be a lot more work that the vested have to put in with our badge and unbadged. We have to be guiding them, teaching them. Same with the MGs. Same thing we tell everyone every week. But we as a team have to collectively focus it because the unbadged and badged officers that we have today, everyone in the middle here, they are going to be the future of this PD. And when I talk about future, I'm honestly talking about like week to week. If you think you're having a rough week not getting responses for, transportation 1041s, if you're not getting responses for backup calls, not enough people out for 1012s, the only way we're going to fix those issues is by training and helping our badged and unbadged now so that when they do become vested, in a week, 2 weeks time, they're going to be able to come out and assist you in your calls. They're going to be able to pick you up for those transportation calls. They're going to see how important it is that we all, work together. If we are not doing the teaching, if we're not, helping out these badged and unbadged and mentoring, they are not going to realize the weight of the operations that we do. They will not understand that when there's a backup call, we all have to drop what we're doing and run for it. So we need to get that urgency going. We need to get the teaching and mentorship up quite a bit. So that's a really good note, Neville. Appreciate that. So let's get started right into the meeting this week. Once again, it's been a really, really good week. We've had a couple holes that we have to fill, and we're going to talk about that during this meeting. We have some new initiatives that we're going to be launching this week. And then we'll be talking about just wrapping up a few things as we move into the last 7 days of my term here and transitioning to the next chief, kind of some things to expect. So to start off, let's talk about units. Let's get right into units. As you know, we currently are missing 2 OICs for 2 of our main units. So that's HCU and then the SICU. We just hired on a new OIC. You'll see all the information on that very soon. And with HCU, we'll be picking a new OIC very, very soon. It's probably going to happen by tomorrow. So we'll make announcements on that. HCU, they're going to have a new initiative, but we're waiting for the OIC to get in. But there's going to be a new initiative for rapid response team. That's something be on the lookout on Discord. I don't want to say too much about it until we talk to the new OIC, but that's something that's interesting that's going to come in. If anyone doesn't know, HCU is our hospital care unit. They primarily deal with HP, all of our HP calls. Right now, you'll notice a lot of different officers are going for these HP calls. That's purely based on the unit not having numbers at the moment. So that's something that interests you if you like to go to HP, help out HP, deal with everything that's happening outside and inside. Definitely talk to us, and we'll get you with the ICs of that department. The second thing I want to talk about is heat, our highway traffic control unit. They are they're going to be releasing and working on a new state trooper program. This is something that we've been working on in the office for the last couple of weeks, and honestly, it's been the last couple of months that we've been developing this idea with our Colonel Jen Bruno, who was the OIC originally. It was something that was brought up to him, and now Jacoby, the new OIC, he's brought up some really, really good ideas. They've been working. Demarc and himself have been working on some ideas for this, so we're really excited to start the pilot program for the state trooper this week. You'll be seeing a lot more Porsches being driven by heat, and when we have any 1080s, you'll definitely be seeing a lot more Porsches out there in the chases. So uh, be on the lookout for that. It's going to be exciting for that unit. DSIU. Remember, if you're interested in joining DSIU, let us know. We'll get you hooked up with Mr. Dante. He is the OIC of DSIU. That's our Detectives and Internal Affairs unit. I can't say too much about any initiatives or programs they have going on because everything is confidential. But if you enjoy being a detective or you enjoy, doing an investigation, you want to get more into that, and you're a badged officer, definitely go look at DSIU. And then finally, SICU, that is our Security Integrity Communications Unit, our dispatch unit. We've been getting a lot of notes and complaints that dispatch has not been up to par this week compared to last. they have lost a few key members, unfortunately, over the last couple weeks. So we are rebuilding that unit, working on that. You see the OIC. He's been posting. Frank's been posting a lot on the Discord. Make sure you're paying attention there. If you are interested in keeping the security and integrity of this department alive, definitely look into joining SICU. They have jail wardens. They deal with everything on floor one that has to do with the jail. A receptionist, if anyone has questions, and then they do dispatch. So, if that's interesting, definitely come talk to us. We'll get you hooked up with the OIC for SICU. Now, does anyone have any questions or any of the unit ICs want to make any notes and bring anything up, especially to do with recruiting? This is your chance to, bring up any of your recruiting time.
Yeah, what are some recruiting times?
So the best way to find out what the recruiting times for the different units are is to go into the Discord. Each unit has a Discord forum. So they have their own forum that you can look up. It'll have the name of the unit on there. Click on it and then look in there. They will talk about when they're doing recruiting, when they're hiring, if they are hiring people, which all units should be right now. Read Mr. Dante Blackwood. He's standing there on the side right now. Yeah, put your taxi emo if you got a question. Mr. Kenji, what's your question? Perfect. SWAT, same thing. So we got to go talk to Quincy or Agent Luck. Those are going to be the ICs. So Agent is the OIC for SWAT. He's been away a little bit. He has an IRL. He's been away for IRL reasons. But if you talk to Quincy, it's King Quincy. Yeah, he will be able to help you out with joining SWAT. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. So all this information in terms of who's the OICs, who's the two ICs, please check Discord. You'll find the rosters for each of the units in their respective form. Okay. Mr. DeMark, anything you want to bring?
Honestly, just want to talk about the just respect in the PD. Just remember to be mindful of your peers and your superiors, and they're here for the better of you, not to just to tell you what to do, but we're actually here for the best of you. We want to see the better, the best of who every officer y'all can be. So just keep maintaining the policy here in PD, and I kid you not, we'll keep moving forward in the best abilities that we can. Y'all are doing an amazing job. I mean, I kid you not, week in, week out, I keep seeing officers growing and growing and growing, and y'all are all doing amazing. So just keep doing your thing. And like she's been saying, and we all been coaching, we're coming up with more and more things to try to get you guys engaged and taught and more, just everything. So just appreciate you for your hard work, and yeah, just keep on pushing. Just keep remind yourself every day what we're here for, what the mission is. Everybody here is putting in great work. We've been putting in playing as a really great team. Like literally, like I said, every week, all week in and week out, I've been seeing numbers just growing in the Discord. Just keep being mindful on looking at the posts that we're posting, especially when it comes to you know, uh, anything, especially with new policies. Because I know we got this new thing where like the welcome to the walk into the major general, where Chief got the whole new setup for where colonels and other vested officers, mainly colonels, but can learn how to do the job of a major general. So, and, it's a lot of things we got going on. Just make sure you're watching. But other than that, no, that's all I really got right now.
Perfect. So what Mr. DeMark is mentioning is Road to MG. This is a new program that we launched about 6 days ago. This is the way that you can become a major general inside of this department. There's specific requirements to join the program. This is for all colonels and all potential colonels. So majors, please keep in mind, pay attention to Discord, look at the requirements. You can start to stack your requirements to get your MG interview in the future. So make sure you're paying attention to what you need. Part of the program is it's basically a shadow program. So you are going to be shadowing as a colonel, shadowing MGs throughout each process of their job. And you'll have certain numbers you have to hit. So right now it's 5. We're going to be reducing that a little bit. But just check on Discord. You'll see all that information in the announcement section. But essentially, they'll be doing everything from hiring events. They'll be learning about how to do the new hire forms, how to do interviews, shadowing that whole process, doing the macros. They will also be shadowing for trainings and classes, basically learning how to do a training and class, how to make a post, every aspect of what an MG is required to do. And then you'll have an expert review. This is an opportunity for colonels to ask questions. So essentially, for you to get just before you get your interview, after you've done all your requirements, you will have an expert review with a LTG plus. We'll also pair you up with an MG to talk, but it's just a 15-minute conversation. Any dumb question, anything you're not sure about, and you feel like you're too high ranked to be asking, this is your chance to ask. You know, nobody is too nobody is too old or too senior to learn. We're all learning every day. So just everybody, please make sure we're being open to that. We hopefully this will get some of our colonels a little more serious about wanting to be an MG and understanding responsibility. At the same time, giving the MGs the relief that they need for the workload that they have. So we hope that this, new program, as we develop it and work on it and get some results from it, we should see some really, really strong MGs joining this faction over the next couple weeks. Okay, so next thing I want to bring up, we're gonna get into ratings, but I want to take it to the room for any of the Colonel Gens, LTGs to bring up anything they want to from this week, particularly about trainings, academy classes, from what we're talking about in the MG meeting. So, Empress, you want to take it off?
Sure. So what you want me to go over? Pretty much what we was discussing as far as programs and stuff like that.
Yeah, just anything you want to bring up from what you've observed this week with the department. You can just generally talking about classes, something we want to improve in class.
Yeah, I was gonna have a meeting, like you said, with my team and talk to them pretty much about what we can do better and how can we move forward with just dealing with getting these reports in and helping out with the academy classes and stuff like that. So I'm on it, and I'm gonna get my team on it too.
Okay, perfect. Harmony, anything you want to bring up to the faction for this week?
No, we have a lot more MGs in here than we did in our meeting. Just kind of want to go over again, like MGs, if there's already an MG down in the garage, we don't need 2 or 3 of you down there. Go out on them 10-12s. Matter of fact, clear the garage and you go out behind them. Just because we're MG doesn't mean we need to not do 10-12, so let's make sure we're being active. As well as unbadged, badge, vested, clear out of the garage a lot quicker. You guys are hanging out down there a lot.
Yeah, we're going to be giving out, we're definitely going to be giving out group laps this week if we see people, and we'll start countdowns because we are having issues of telling people to go and having to remind people 2 or 3 times before they wake up and start to move. If we start to see that this is a continued issue this week, don't be surprised if you're going to see laps and if the laps start to increase throughout the day. We're going to be doing spot checks. Myself, DFG, Colonel Gens, LTGs. You never know when we show up, and if we show up and every single time it's the same people talking, same people have on a cooldown conveniently, then we will start requesting body cam. We will start looking in more and we'll be looking at your body cam of how you're doing your rest. So don't make yourself a target. Don't put yourself on our radar. Just go out there, do your 10-12s, do your job. We got to keep the city clean. The wanted list is getting pretty big.
Hey, Chief, can
Last,
I ask you?
last thing I wanted to say is the radio checks. Half the time they get answered, half the time they don't. They're required, so make sure everybody unbadged and up are answering those. I threw up one just as a test, and we probably only had not even half of the room or a third of the room answer it.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm just going to mention something about radio checks in case anybody doesn't know. When you see one of the MGs or higher put up a radio check. It'll look something like this in radio on the Flobby chat. Sorry, you have to respond with a 10-4 copy. We need to see your 10-4 macro. This tells us you are paying attention to chat. And if we don't notice it, we are going to ask about your 20. We're going to ask about where you are. So if you don't want MGs coming down on you to send them body cam, you don't want people chasing you, just respond to the flobby. Get used to looking at chat. We're going to be doing a lot more radio checks this week, making sure everybody is paying attention. And who was that wanted to say something?
That's me, sub.
Go ahead.
Just question on take 10-4s. Do we get a 5-minute break in PDG?
Yes. So basically, what happens is after you are done from a 10-12, you get a 5-minute cooldown. You only have 5 minutes to get your vest. So if your vest is going to take longer than 5, please make your way out. We don't want to see people hanging out talking for a while. If you're just kind of debriefing from the situation, having a little cooldown, take a breath. Do what you got to do, your thing. And then if you get asked by an MG to go on a 10-12 and it's still your cooldown's not done, don't argue back with them that you're on a cooldown. Just there's usually a reason why they're trying to clear out the PDG, especially when there's suspects in there. We really need to keep our mics down. So most likely everyone's going to get asked to clear out. At that point, just go out on your 10-12. If you don't have a vest or it's not ready, just go out and get the vest when you come back. And that brings me up to a major point, actually, about suspect. So, when there is a suspect in PDG, we need to hold our mics. We need to help our colleagues and tell them that, hey, there's a suspect. Please hold your mic, regardless of if there's a conversation happening or not. We need to inform people. Now, you don't need to be rude about it. We don't need to tell everyone to shut up. We don't need to be, get aggressive. But we do need to help each other out. We need PDG quiet when there's suspects there, because when the suspects come in, they're getting told their violations. We need to make sure that that's clearly said on the body cam. We need to make sure that we can clearly read the chat. We don't need the chat spammed. So just please be respectful of your colleagues, because when you're coming in with an arrest, the last thing you want to hear as you're trying to concentrate on the violations is just a bunch of chatter. Perfect. Bruno, anything you want to mention for the week?
Yeah, great job this week, everyone. Just remember, though, just because we have great ratings, let's not get complacent. We know what we're supposed to do. Let's continue to do it. Um, the department's only as strong as their weakest link. So let's continue working together. Let's continue to progress. Let's continue to go to our trainings and work together to get better as an entire department. That's the only way that we're going to continue striving forward. And it all comes down to you sitting down in the seats in front of us. You guys are what brings this department together. So let's continue working together. If you guys have issues, please bring it up to your supervisors. Your MGs are there for you. Don't be afraid to talk to them. There's plenty of them. So don't feel like you're bothering them. Reach out to them if you have questions. If you want to progress in your ranks, please reach out to them. They'll give you the guidance and they'll ensure that you guys are getting everything you need to be able to put yourself in the position so you can move forward.
Perfect. Okay, so any other last comments or questions? Go ahead, Mr. Legit.
Well, this goes into admitting some of my fault this week, but some of my stronger suits. As far as I witnessed, a vested and a badge doing something, and instead of addressing them at all, I went straight to an MG with an issue. I believe the appropriate context would to be pull them to a side and try to address it or see what's going on myself first. I did not do that. And in that way, it builds trust, a little bit. And then if what I'm saying isn't reciprocated, then take it to MG. I also had an incident the following day where instead of just taking it straight to an MG level, I just pulled the fellow officer to the side and let him know, hey, that's not the way we really do things in the future. Here, can we do it? This is how we're supposed to do it. And as long as, we can start doing it the right way, we don't have to escalate it because I would hate for an MG to see that and then you're doing laps around the gym. So
Absolutely.
that goes for like everybody here. If you guys see something, maybe you guys can say something to each other first. And then if it's not being reciprocated, you're met with disrespect or a crappy attitude just for trying to mention the right way to do things in RP or rules, then escalate it to an MG. But let's try to take more initiative to hold each other accountable before we end up telling on somebody to the point where they're either getting a warning or in trouble.
Perfect. That's really well put, legit. Yeah, we got to be helping each other out. Not every situation necessarily needs to be brought up to the office. A lot of times things can get corrected on the ground level. We can help each other correct small mistakes, correct issues, and teach people how to do better. It's really just misguidance sometimes. Go ahead, Mr. Killswitch.
Okay, I've been here for about like maybe 5, almost 6 days now, and they were telling me to rate the leader, but mine never opened up. It's just still locked.
So what you got to do if it's bugged and it's not showing you the rate your leader, you don't see the survey. All you got to do is have your body cam on, show the notification, and then go to the faction section and see that there's no survey, or try and click on the survey. It'll tell you there's no survey. Then you send a ticket into the Discord, and that way you won't get a rep for not filling out the survey. It's just a bug, unfortunately.
Okay.